Where the hell did K-pop demon hunters come from? Let's talk about it.
Unseen for a DYAD in the Force.
Welcome to DYAD in the Force, a mixed fandom channel with a focus on Star Wars. We're here to bring back critical analysis and media literacy one view at a time. If you like what you hear, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. Choco.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw it pop up. My wife was like, hey, look at this, we're gonna watch it. And man, it hits different. But to help talk about it, we have one of my favorite yappers of all time. We have
our favorite.
Yes, Mario watches everything. I want you to introduce yourself, tell people where they can find you, and what you talk about.
Hi guys, my name is Mario Watches Everything. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and I talk about everything. Well, I watch everything, and then I yap about it. And right now I'm talking a lot about Superman. And yeah, before that, actually I'm still talking about K-pop demon hunters because I've been noticing a lot of parallels between Lex Luthor and the Sasha boys. Just saying.
Interesting.
They're very they're very dramatic and theatrical villains. Don't you?
Yes.
Don't you see it? You see it, right?
I can see it.
I did see your video on the Shakespearean Lex Luthor comparisons.
I'm just saying we need more theatrical villains. This is the time. It's such an indicator, I feel.
But I need to ask the question again because honestly, as a huge K-pop stan myself, I didn't know this was a thing. This was coming out. And I feel quite offended that it went straight to streaming and wasn't in the movies. But I'm glad that it did.
I didn't know either, to be honest. It just popped up on my Netflix feed, and I was like, I think I saw some reviews. I think it was JJ. I don't know, you guys know Kelly JJ.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I don't know why I didn't watch this. I'm glad I did. And I was just like, you know what? Let's put it on.
Oh, so
glad I did.
Question: do you listen to K-pop or?
I mean, I have some on my playlist. I'm not a diehard fan. I have some of the popular songs. I know Jenny. I Blackpink. I know
Lisa.
Jenny. I know Lisa.
Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Kiss me.
I know Lisa from The White Lotus, though.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting avenue.
I know. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't think I count at all, do I?
No, you
Listen,
do.
Don't matter how you get into it. Yeah. You're in.
But I have a lot of respect because I know K-pop is like they're the most popular, like, and the most talented singers and like artists and like people like internationally. So I'm just like, I much respect, but I'm just unfortunately.
They train for years
Yeah.
to do what they do. I don't want to sound racist, but my favorite Korean is Arden Cho. And I'm glad that she was the voice of Rumi. But also, this movie shined a huge spotlight on EJ and Audrey, who and Rayami, who are the singers for Rumi, Zoe, and Mira. But they're also responsible for pretty much most of the biggest hits that you've heard in K-pop. If you've heard BTS, if you heard Blackpink, aespa, LE SSERAFIM, New Jeans, any of those groups that you might have heard through the grapevine, EJ is a part of that production. It shines in this movie. I love all of the songs.
If you watched any of our content surrounding the live action Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender, you've heard me talk about Arden Cho. Listen, riding on that mount, like, anyways, I don't want to go back there, but no, this came out of nowhere for me and loved it. Nowhere near, in on the scene as much as Pep here, but as my wife has been very into K-dramas. Me personally, I have always been a fan of J-Rock specifically, and so like there's kind of a little marriage there that naturally flows into it. And then of course, like everyone, I watched Dream Academy, which if you haven't seen it, you should. Which isn't K-pop; it's international, but it's close enough.
They use the K-pop system for the training.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta ask everyone, as we're getting into it, I gotta hear your guys' favorite songs. Like my How It's Done is my jam, but I think Free is the best song.
See,
I love
I gotta
singing
hear
Free.
you.
I think Free is this generation's A Whole New World.
yeah, that's a really good comparison. I would say Free is like the one that stuck out to me in the beginning. I think Your Idol though. Oh, we gotta talk about Your Idol.
Yeah.
It's like
like. Sorry.
so. Your Idol is like an iconic villain song, so it needs to have like a shout out because like they don't make villain songs like they used to.
No.
So like Your Idol needs a shout out because it's a good villain song, but Free is a beautiful like ballad, like love song. This Is What It Sounds Like is so good though too. I say
That's
it
my
depends on the
favorite.
day. So like I don't know. It's a three-way. It's for me. This Is What It Sounds Like and Free are like up there for me. I feel like
Free
I
is a good one
Yeah,
for
good.
like karaoke and for me to sing along
Yeah.
to because there's a guy part with notes and stuff
Yeah.
that I can reach.
Mhm.
Rumi, you're I don't
Yeah.
know, you're insane. Or EJ is insane.
Ruby's voice is. Oh my God, Ruby's
Oh,
voice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those notes, I think like there's like an E5 in there.
hmm
Who
An
sings
E5?
E5? Easy.
Ruby's voice, man. Yeah.
And then like
Especially when they do the half note up and you're just like, you're not supposed to stop it.
but I also love This Is What It Sounds Like, particularly the first words, because it's like basically a story of my life, right? I broke into a million pieces and I can't go back,
Those bars.
and now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass.
I'm
That's
sure
why
you
I
guys
love
have
The
seen
Last Jedi.
Shout out. There's like this TikTok where they like all the like songs come back, like the lyrics, how they like parallel each other. The movie's just so good, guys.
It is. And the thing is, I didn't even know that they were Sony Animation. I
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I watched it. I was like, this is great. I started singing the songs. Started doing my best version of the dances that I could learn. And then I found out that these are the same people that did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And I'm like,
It checks
they're
out.
cooking. They're cooking.
And there was just like perfect, capturing the behind the scenes moments of these girls of just like couch and like I don't know, there's all this and there's so many times where I found myself having the same exact reaction when the Saja Boys first popped up, and then I'm like, it's catchy though, and then they're doing the same thing, like they're moving to the song. You're like, and yes, I
But
also
that's
have
real.
not stopped singing Soda Pop.
That's real.
I
That's
haven't
real
stopped.
K-pop.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
I have to say that's real K-pop because if you watch, I just want to compel you guys to be K-pop stans.
This is actually propaganda just to be K-pop fans.
But if you watch, so there is actual video of New Jeans back before the controversy happened. They were filming some behind the scenes, and one of the producers asked, "Now that you're going on vacation, where do you want to go?" Some of the girls were like, "I want to go, abroad and visit another country," and their youngest, which they call Magne, said, "Home, the couch." And I was like, that's them. Like, yeah, they work so much, and their schedules are so tight that just being at their house on the couch chilling is freedom,
Can I talk about just a random but favorite moment of mine?
Of course.
First of all, the cat tiger thing, whatever it was.
Yes.
In general, just coming out of the darkness and like trying to flip back over the potted plant. But specifically when she's like, okay, why does that bird have a hat? And he's like, well, I made the hat for him, but the bird keeps stealing it. I'm like, doesn't answer any of the questions. It's perfect. Also, as soon as we got introduced to our leading man, my wife is like, "Oh my god,
Yep.
he's like Asian Nightwing," and then and she's in love, and I have
You guys are
shoes to fill now.
making our lives difficult.
Right?
We cannot. I mean, is it goals? No, it's not attainable.
I just love how they were like caricatures of like the perfect boy band. I also love how the evil villains were a boy band. Like, and it was like in the beginning they're just like, but like, how are we going to beat them?
They're
And
not
like,
caricatures though, and I'll show you. And I'll share with you guys. a K-pop boy group that is Saja Boys. After this review. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, is someone's abs so defined that popcorn pops out of your face? Okay.
I believe you. I do believe you. But at the same time, I love how they were like, oh, how are we going to beat them? And they're like, and demon like boy band group. And they're like, will that work? And then they do like that slow motion like stance. And they have like the earrings, the hair flip. And they're like, yeah, no, this is definitely going to work. And it's just like, yeah, this was a perfect thing. It was just like, it's genius because like, yeah, a boy, like, of course, like everyone would sell their souls. No one even questioned it whenever they started levitating at the end. I was like, yeah. Of course they're levitating at the end.
And that's one of the special things about this movie too, is that I didn't expect it to be musical. Now, of course, it said K-pop Demon Hunters. I thought that they would be K-pop artists or K-pop idols that were demon hunters, and there was the world building there with the Hunmoon and the demons and Rumi's origin. But I came out of it feeling like Aladdin, feeling like Frozen, like we have bangers to sing to in the car now. Like, just to kind of point back to our first DYAD Con, we were on our way to tide pooling in San Diego. Or was that San Diego? Was in Anaheim?
It was and it wasn't San Diego, but yeah.
And the car that I was in with the people that were with me, we were singing Disney songs. And so, like, I didn't expect to watch this movie and have quote unquote Disney songs coming out of it. I thought it was K-pop idols. They're also demon hunters. But then to have them have songs, Saja Boys having songs, and just it being musical, like, all together was pretty incredible.
The vibes it gave me is, I mean, I was born in 87, so
89, I got you.
the 90s
85.
the 90s Josie and the Pussycats movie. I love that film, and it gave me some of those same vibes. Also, shout out to Rosario Dawson. That was the first movie I fell in love with her.
I would say, I think Aladdin's great. That was a good example. It gave me like Aladdin, and it was gonna sound crazy, but it also gave me like Encanto and Sinners because of the whole deeper messaging of
Sinners.
but like using music to fight off demons.
Sinners
and then like
is so good,
and like your ancestors like repressing your like own demons. I was like, because obviously there's like a heavier messaging of like, you know, hiding who you are with like Rumi's patterns and stuff, and you know how I'm blanking on the Rumi's caregiver's name right now.
Yeah, I forget it as well.
But you know, she was all just like, let's hide them, let's like paint right there, and I was just like, why are you like that ending? We need to have a sequel. I need a sequel to be announced right away, or a prequel. I need to find out who her demon father is.
We need to find out who the father is. We need to find out what happens to Jinyu.
There's no way. This is the only movie. Like, there has to be more. It has to be a series.
It's been popular enough, I think. That
there has to be. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if this is racist, but it also gave me Mulan vibes, but mostly because of how much I love the song "Man Out of You," and the feeling I get belting that is like.
No, the movie is spectacular. Again, like, and I also take umbrage with Choco in one of our podcasts saying that this movie had no business being this good.
I agreed.
But that's this movie had all the business.
we had all the talented people working on it. But if I'm scrolling through Netflix, that's not the first thing
I
that
hate the title.
I'm going to click on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it.
I suppose. True.
But that also might be what made this so brilliant, is because it has spread so much via word of mouth.
True.
It wasn't something that was got to us, but it was like, have you heard of this thing? And I flipped to it, and I'm like, I would never watch this on my own. But
it's because of the title. I have to say, I don't think the title did it any favors, but thank God the title did. That's how good the movie is. The title didn't.
I think the title did it massive favors, because if you're generally searching K-pop right now, it's gonna autofill Demon Hunters.
For me, I've had a hard time recommending it because they're like, oh, it's a good movie you watched recently, and I'm like, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah,
stick with it.
You know, just to go ahead and wrap up, you know, is there anything we missed? Any favorite moments from any of the characters, as well as, is there a specific character you identify with?
I really loved Mira. We didn't get a chance to shout out Mira too much. I really loved her because she was like a very deadpan. She reminded me a lot of Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big shout out. I really wish I really like the female friendship, and I like that was like another big strong point at the end. And I always love animated movies that are like accessible for both adults and children, and I really appreciate that part of this movie too. Yeah.
And then if you want to go ahead and remind us all again where we can find your amazing content, and plug if you have anything specific coming up.
Yes, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm actually going to be dropping my own podcast soon on YouTube. The first episode is going to be about The Good Place. Surprise.
Nice.
Which makes sense. And I'm talking about Superman a lot.
Let's see Chimera again.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's always good. Always looking for an excuse to see Chimera. Big fan. Yeah, but hopefully for K-pop Demon Hunters 2, I'll be back.
Yes,
you will.
There has to be a second one and a prequel.
I think now that we've connected, you're probably going to be on our program a lot more.
I hope so.
Also, if you ever need more people for your podcast,
yes,
I know for one thing, I am heartbroken that you and I never got to talk to Korra, because when you were watching, if you remember, when you were watching Avatar, I was like, you're going to like Korra more. And I needed to have
we should talk about Korra. I would love to talk about Korra, actually. That would be a great episode to talk about. So yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
One of the moments that stood out to me was when it happens during This Is What It Sounds Like. They come from their they all have their black outfits. And when they start coming towards the center stage and to meet up with Rumi, and they all hug and kind of solidify their like sisterhood and their friendship, they all have white outfits. And I thought that was a kind of like a cool double meaning of them kind of reuniting, but also signaling a wardrobe change for a K-pop concert. Then it led to a more momentous moment with Jinu and Rumi. You know, it was like, I wanted to free you, and he's like, you did. You gave me my soul back, and now I give it to you. And we got that slash from the soul sword, the soul blade.
I was talking to a good friend of the channel, Miss Aggie, and we were just talking about how after she starts connecting, the question comes up, oh, okay, so when they find out that these demons are people too, are they not going to hurt them anymore? And then after that, we get that this is how it's done, and we're just like, just slaying through them. And we're like, no, never mind. Don't worry about it. Just funny. But their duet is really what sticks out to me the most. Just the chemistry between these characters, their playful nature back and forth, the way. I feel like a lot of the animated things that at least we grew up with had a very cliched version of what any person's conversation or romance would be, but like with these people, we got to see the awkwardness, which is so real for anyone who is in the public eye like that. Like, we always think like, no, they're probably super advanced and everything. No, they don't get time to do anything. They don't get time to go hang out with friends. They don't get time to, you know, do whatever they want. And like the message, and I think especially for anyone who is into K-pop, we know how perfect they all need to be and how perfect they're supposed to be at all times. You can't have any controversy near you in the same vicinity, you know, and if there's 3,000 other girls here who are just chomping at the bit to take your place. And then, you know, to have the message be like, because truly, if you're a fan of this, when you watch these people, the things that make them unique, the things that make them weird or different is the stuff that we love the most about them. And so, you know, having that be like the whole message was kind of beautiful. Cat's Eye isn't K-pop, and so they actually get freedoms that the K-pop people don't, but it was still a big deal for two of the members to be queer, you know. And so like that was my first thought with that. Now she was obviously having this romance so that may not be the actual message, but that's the first thing that jumped out to me for the metaphor for having to hide these stripes.
Anyways, this movie was great. It came out of nowhere. I'm glad that it's resonating with a lot of people, including non-K-pop fans, because, you know, even some friends of mine in you know, my inner circle has been kind of exploratory with K-pop. And I've been sending links out, you know. And so just really quickly, I think if you liked Huntrix or Saja Boys, I would certainly recommend that you check out EXO, the boy group. I think they're pretty demonic in their riz and their abs. I mean, Twice is like a really, really safe recommendation. They contributed to the soundtrack. But I would also recommend, if you really like the attitude of Demon Hunters, of Rumi, Zoe, and Mira, I would recommend aespa, AESPA, and their new song Dirty Work. I think you would love that too.
Like I said, I would never watch this had I not heard about it from word of mouth. And so I just want to encourage people to step out of your comfort zone more often, because there is so many wonderful gems that are just outside of of what you would normally watch. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I've turned my mom into a straight up weeb just by slowly interesting her in anime, but that's because she didn't know the type of stories that you can tell. It's only what she's seen, you know. And so yeah, step out of your comfort zone every now and then. Buy a ticket to a film that you hadn't heard of, you know, that sounds vaguely interesting, and explore.
People are cooking these days, especially Sony Animation. But that'll do it for this review of K-Pop Demon Hunters. Thank you to Maria for joining us. If you liked this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. Consider joining our members-only DYAD squad to support us and help us bring you more content. But also, you get this nice icon, so when you tune in on Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific for our live podcast, the icon shows up in the chat and you can feel cool.
Yeah. I'm actually superior.
That's it. On to the next one.
For life.
We are all K-Pop Demon Hunters.
And stay golden.